Each one of those naturalists have been out there and they have looked at what are some of the key features to talk about. And you can not only see them, but you can hear them and you can smell. Total immersion. And we're going to combine it with a little relaxation techniques this time. So indirectly, we can teach everybody how to relax when they're really stressed and want to burn their hair.
That is super important. As a caregiver myself, it is very important to learn those stress techniques to release that stress a little bit.
Right.
Welcome to Aging in Style, the podcast dedicated to celebrating aging and what it takes to do it well. I'm Lori Williams. I'm a certified senior advisor and senior housing expert. In each episode, you'll learn stories of older adults who are thriving in their 70s, 80s, 90s, and in some cases in their hundreds. Whether you're an older adult or the child of an older adult, this podcast is filled with insightful resources, organizations that are doing incredible work, and stories that will inspire you to volunteer, learn, and who knows, maybe even skydive in your golden years. Hi, thanks for tuning in for another episode of Aging in Style. I'm so glad that you're here and we have a great show for you. Today we are talking about wellness walks, and this is through Dementia Friendly Denton County. This, as far as we know, is only a program that is happening in North Texas, but we hope that more and more people will love this idea and it will catch on and be offered throughout the country. So today we have as our guest, Dr. Michelle Steigletter. She is going to tell us about the program, how it works, how the idea came about, and just all the details. And she is a licensed clinical psychologist with a doctorate in clinical psychology. And she's been in the mental health field since 1987. After having several family members and friends diagnosed with dementia, Dr. Steigletter retooled and applied her years of experience to develop expertise in the psychological treatment of dementia for patients and their families. So Dr. Steigletter also has an additional certification in telemental health, which allows her to ethically and confidentially provide psychological treatment using the internet. She's also certified by the National Council of Dementia Care Providers, NCCDP, as a dementia care provider specialist. Welcome, Dr. Steigletter.
Thank you.
All right, let's just get into this great topic of Dementia Friendly Denton County and the nature walks. But first off, I want to ask you, for people who aren't familiar with it, what is Dementia Friendly?
Well, Dementia Friendly Denton County is a nonprofit that started about 2017. And what we wanted to do was to educate different businesses in the community and the general public how to best interact and include persons with dementia. And we have like a training sector which trains restaurants and churches and banks and other financial institutions, as well as the general public, on characteristics associated with dementia and how to feel comfortable interacting with a person. And then the secondary goal is to help develop programs within Denton County where individuals with the diagnosis and their caregivers can participate in an outing so that they can become part of the community once again. Often, folks with dementia and their caregivers are isolated and withdrawn and under a great deal of stress. And those kinds of factors can impact the course of the illness. So if we focus on certain things, we can actually improve the outcome for people with the diagnosis, as well as their caregivers.
That's so important. And we're talking about Dementia Friendly Denton County, which is here in the Dallas area of Texas, but our podcast goes everywhere, and Dementia Friendly is throughout the United States, correct?
Correct. We are part of Dementia Friendly America, which was started in 2015, and they provided an outline and a way to get started if we wanted to make Denton County dementia friendly. So they got us going, and I don't know how many different communities over the United States, but hundreds of them exist. with an attempt to integrate into our neighborhoods folks with the diagnosis and their caregivers.
That's wonderful. And we did interview, I think about a year and a half ago, Erin Caston with Dementia Friendly Denton County, where she went into a little more detail about Dementia Friendly. So we will link that episode to this one so people can, after you listen to this, you can go back and listen to that one and learn more about Dementia Friendly. But what we're going to talk about today is something that is unique to Denton County. It's a program called the Nature Walks. So why don't you tell us about the Nature Walks, which, by the way, I get to go on nature walks and have done several, and it's so much fun.
Aren't they?
It's a blast. And I know nothing about nature. I mean, I learned so much because, all I know is that's a tree, that's a leaf, So it's so rewarding and fun. It's a great thing. So tell us about the Nature Walks.
Okay, so our Nature Walks are our first probably community project that we started maybe 4 years ago. The first one was in Denton, and then the last 2 years we went to included Flower Mound, and then this year we added 2 other cities, Louisville and Carrollton, all of which that are in Denton County. So it's exciting how we are spreading the program. This is the only one existing in the United States that we're aware of. And it has been recognized by various members of, I guess, the powers that be in Dementia Friendly America. I'm not exactly sure what their titles are, but we have been noted for putting this program together and working to make it possible. We've changed the name this year to Wellness in Nature, and we call it a guided stroll in nature for persons struggling with memory loss and their caregivers. We want people to get out in nature. We want caregivers have an opportunity to be with other folks who understand the course of the journey and the stress they have as a function of being caregivers. The benefits of being in nature and forest bathing. Only we're calling
Is it tree bathing?
Well, forest bathing or tree bathing, and now it's urban bathing. But it's interesting because I was just working on a presentation with the master naturalists who lead our walks about really what are the benefits. So for the person with dementia, it's a social engagement. It is low stress. They're out there with other people. Our volunteers are trained to know what to watch for should any difficulty arise, which it doesn't. It's open to people who are in wheelchairs or they have walkers or they're perfectly fine. We don't necessarily go very far. We go as far as the ability of the person with any sort of mobility impairments. And master naturalists can talk about so many different things. You could just go to an inch and you would find something.
Yeah.
What we try to do is to immerse all the senses in nature. And what I was looking at this morning was apparently these trees and these plants give off organic compounds that reduce stress, lower blood pressure, improve immunity, in addition to the whole social context of that whole experience. And they become part of the community. And it's a safe place for a caregiver and a person with the diagnosis to go.
It's a wonderful outing, and nature is healing.
It is healing.
It truly is. So what more do you need? I mean, what a wonderful project it is. So tell us a little bit about you did say where they are.
Yes.
And there's some upcoming ones.
Right. We do these programs twice a year. We do them in the fall and the spring because that's the best time weather-wise.
Yeah.
Right? We don't go out in the heat of the summer.
Yeah, 110 degrees. No, thank you.
Right. So the first one starts in Denton on April 9th. And we have the parks in Denton, which start April 9th and go each consecutive Tuesday for 6 weeks. And then Louisville is on Wednesdays starting April 10th for 6 consecutive weeks, Flower Mound on Thursdays starting April 11th, and Carrollton on Fridays starting April 12th for 6 weeks. And people in our county can go to Denton, Louisville, Flower Mound, Carrollton, and if they did that, they would have an outing 4 out of 5 days out of the week, which is
that would be amazing.
What we're aiming for.
And there are different parks in each city.
In each city, they have been pre-walked by the master naturalist. There are certain criteria we need. We need to have a paved walkway so that there is no danger of tripping or falling. They need to have, the walks need to have some interesting features, stuff to talk about from the master naturalist point of view. And each one of those naturalists have been out there and they have looked at what are some of the key features to talk about. And you can not only see them, but you can hear them and you can smell. Total immersion. And we're going to combine it with a little relaxation techniques this time. So indirectly, we can teach everybody how to relax when they're really stressed and want to burn their hair.
That is super important. As a caregiver myself, it is very important to learn those stress techniques to release that stress a little bit.
Right. And, people have a lot of misideas, really, about what a person with dementia looks like. Mm-hmm. They are capable of many, 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 many things. And having them participate in these sorts of normal, everyday activities makes them feel better about themselves, gives them a source of feeling autonomous and participating and connected.
That's wonderful. For people who don't know, what is a master naturalist?
Oh, gee. I need my man Matt here. I know they go through some very intensive study. I think it actually takes them several years, and there's a fair amount of book learning. And then they have to apprentice. Like we have some master naturalists who are studying right now who will come on these walks just to get practice, to see how the certified naturalists conduct themselves. Once a naturalist completes the course of study, they are required to engage in volunteering at certain public parks. They will keep up the flower beds, or they make sure that native plants are put in there, and things of that nature. So it's quite intensive in terms of the study, and then it is a commitment to the community. Mm-hmm. That's another thing that makes this so wonderful. It's not just dementia friendly folks, but it's the master naturalists, it's the Department of Recreation, it is the senior centers, and we all come together and do our piece and hopefully provide a great experience for folks.
Yeah, I think it's wonderful that all these groups are working together to provide this. So if you want to sign up, how would you go about doing that?
Okay, so get your pencil and pens ready because if you will go to our website, which is dementiafriendlydentoncounty.org. So that's all spelled out, DENTIAFRIENDLY DENTON county COUNTY.org.
And we will have this attached too, so people can find it.
Okay. And there'll also be, I assume, the parks and the dates and all that. And if you happen to put .com in our address, you'll get there too. And you can sign up right on our website, and you can look around at some of the other things that Dementia Friendly is putting together.
Okay. And do you have to sign up to go on the walk?
You don't have to. You could appear, but we really appreciate if you would sign up in advance, because attendance is something that we record as we apply for grants. We have to prove that people show up and participate, and then we have some evaluations at the end so we can document the benefit of the program.
Okay. And we didn't mention this, but this is absolutely free to go on these walks.
Absolutely free.
Okay. All right. Anything else we need to share about the nature walks?
Oh, I think that's a pretty good overview of them.
I think
Please
so,
also
too.
go to our website and look at what else we have going.
Yes, absolutely. So check out the website, and we will have that also on the podcast and with the information. Also for the Dementia Friendly episode that we did with Aaron Caston, we will connect that too, so you can learn more about Dementia Friendly. But thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure, and appreciate the opportunity to get the word out.
Absolutely. This is so important, and we really want to share and grow this and reach more people who don't know that this program exists. So thank you for being on the podcast. And please, if you're in these areas of Carrollton, Flower Mound, Louisville, and Denton, come join us on the Nature Walk. And I will be, I believe, at 2 in Flower Mound. I plan to be walking. Let's see which ones.
Let's see.
Which parks will I be at?
Lori, you will be at Heritage and you will be at Glenwood. Heritage on the 18th of April and May 16th at Glenwood.
Okay.
But you should feel free to come to any one of them.
Well, I will definitely be at those two. So if you want to come walk with me and know nothing about nature like I do and learn something, then come join us. And thank you so much. And thanks for listening to the podcast, guys. Be sure to share this with your friends and family. And as always, thanks for being a part of our podcast. And we'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.